Okay, so today's read aloud is about Alexander. So this book is called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Voist. Alright, so throughout the story we're going to be making connections and predictions. Whenever we have a prediction, we're going to use the blue post-it. And whenever we have a connection, we're going to use the pink post-its. So whenever you have a thought or if you see a connection or prediction, just raise your hand and we'll stick it in the book. So before we get started in the book, let's take a look at the cover page. What do you guys notice about the cover page?
He looks sad.
He does look sad. What do you think, Allison?
He looks grumpy.
He does look grumpy. Why do you think that is?
He's tired.
He's tired. Yeah, that might be. All right. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard by mistake. I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was still running, and I could tell that it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. All right, right at the beginning of the story, do you guys notice a pattern already?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Very good. So that's going to pop up a couple times throughout our story. If you guys want, could you say that with me whenever it pops up in the story? Okay. Take a look at his bedroom. Do you see anything that stands out to you?
It's messy.
It is messy. I also see the skateboard that's mentioned that he's already tripped over this morning. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box. And Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. Whisper to your neighbor and tell your neighbor what you had for breakfast this morning.
I had a bagel, waffles.
Well, if that's a connection, we'll put a blue post-it in for that. I think I'll move to Australia. What in the world is Australia? Does anybody know what Australia is?
It sounds like a place.
It is a place. It's one of our 7 continents. In the carpool, Miss Gibson let Becky have the seat by the window. What's a carpool? Does anybody know what a carpool is?
Where you take a bunch of people in the same car.
It is. It's when people all ride together to the same place. Where do you guys think they're going?
School?
School. That's a good prediction. Did you guys take a carpool to school today?
No.
No?
I walked to school.
You walked to school? How about you, Allison?
My mom drove me.
Your mom drove you. We'll put a connection in there, too. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window, too. I said I was being scrunched. And I said I was being smushed. I said, if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to get car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Look at that, they are at school. You guys predicted correctly. At school, Miss Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. And counting times, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. What's your guys' favorite subject in school? He's already done counting and drawing and singing. What do you guys like to do when you're at school?
I like science.
Science, reading, those are good ones. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend, and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and that I was only his 3rd best friend. Well, that's not very nice. Do you guys have best friends? Yeah? I do too. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone that the ice cream part falls out and that the cone part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. Now that's kind of silly. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? What do you think? Alexander's. That's what it sounds like. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. He's not looking too happy, is he? Not too much. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Do you guys have to go to the dentist too?
Yeah.
Do you like going to the dentist or do you not like going to the dentist?
Not really.
Not really? Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia.
He likes Australia.
He does like Australia. I wonder why. Maybe we'll find out later in the story. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. And while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall. Excuse me. Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and then I started crying because of the mud. Nick said I was a crybaby, and while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. Do you guys have any siblings? Have you ever fought with your siblings before?
Mm-hmm.
It's not very fun, is it?
I'm an only child.
You're an only child?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
I fight with people, though.
You fight with people? You fight with your friends?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that happens. I am having a terrible, horrible,
no good,
very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. Poor Alexander. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose the white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose the red ones with white stripes. I chose the blue ones with red stripes. And then the shoe man said, "We're all sold out." And then they made me buy plain old white ones. But they can't make me wear them. Whisper and tell your neighbor what color shoes you're wearing today.
Red.
When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said I had to watch out for books on his desk, and I was as careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. Take a look at the picture. What do you think's going on in there?
They're making a mess.
They are making a mess. And someone ended up with an ice cream cone. I think that was mentioned before, wasn't it? That's a pretty good connection. Have any of you guys visited your mom or dad at where they worked before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. Blech. Look at that face. Not a happy face, right?
Not at all.
Do you guys like lima beans for dinner?
No.
No. Take a look at that picture. What do you think is going to happen next? Take a guess.
He's in the bath. Is that a real duck?
It might be. We'll see. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes, my marble went down the drain, and I had to wear railroad pajamas. I hate my railroad pajamas. Do you guys have a favorite pajamas that you wear to bed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're soft.
They're soft. What kind of pajamas do you guys wear? Do you have anything on your pajamas?
They have stripes.
They have stripes. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow that he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Can you guys look and see if you can find the cat and the Mickey Mouse nightlight he was talking about?
See the nightlight right there.
Yeah, it's right next to his bed. Do you guys see where the cat is? Up there sleeping with Anthony. Even in Australia. Did you guys like that book?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we always have to remember that making predictions and connections is important for us to helps us understand what's happening throughout our story, and it makes us better readers. Okay? All right.